And welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Humankind on Empire difficulty, as, well, as might be implied by it being Empire difficulty. We're building an empire that spans most of the map. And we're going to end the turn. We're probably going to negotiate with the... negotiate and demand the subjugation of Empire number 2. And then we have peace for the moment with the last remaining player. Of course, the last remaining player has but 2 territories, so if we ever want to, we can probably pretty quickly make an excuse for war and then end the game. Ongoing war can now be ended. We've got an osmosis event. Actually, at this point, we've gone ahead and we've got all... Let's go to the tenants, right? We've got all our tenants. So I can probably actually just... It's probably time to accept that. So this will reduce the amount of religion points we're getting. In exchange, we'll get more influence. Go look at that one. That is... not personal rights. Which one is that one? I'm trying to look at what the other one is. I'm pretty sure it's Founding Myth, the other one. Yeah, right now we have Divine Mandate, so it swap us over to Natural Right. So we'd lose the +3 Faith on Emblematic District. We'd be losing the +5 Influence on Main Plaza. But we'd be gaining +2 Influence in Emblematic District, which at this point we probably have enough Emblematic Districts that would be a net influence positive. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and accept that. We are at the point where we can negotiate.
You? What is it?
Okay, so you put the trade relations back to normal. That's fine.
Speak and make it quick.
We're gonna ask for their surrender. And I have to demand, because of the Casus Belli, we used a bunch of money. Cannot be done as all the winning side's original demands must be added. Oh, it's saying it can't be done, so I can't undo that. Okay. Could take a bunch of territories off of them, which I might do. So we got 130 war score, right? So we could do, give me your territories, give me your subjecthood. We'll leave you with your cities.
You had no other option. Accept your fate.
Enough ruin.
Okay, let's go through our cities one by one, figure out where I want to put these armies. Could send you back to the capital, don't need to send you back to the capital. You've got enough stability, so we don't need to send them there. Although we'll have you help out on the stone rings for the moment. Then after that, I suppose it's just picking up these buildings, right? So that's 18 science, that's 13 science, that's 10 science. We do want more influence. We'll take stability preemptively. Or +6 access would not be bad. We do have people in industry, so more industry per industry person would be bad. More access wouldn't be bad. We may want the grain silos eventually. We don't need them right now. Okay. So that's basically the building. All the buildings at some point want to get done. Your stability is going up. That's good to see. Grab the 9 science, grab the stability. You don't need the stability, but grab it preemptively. Grab the axis, and this is vision, so we might as well pick that up. Did I grab that over here as well? Yeah, I think that's in the... Oh no, I think I just saw it, just as I clicked away. Yeah, pick that up for the vision, combat strength. You're starting to stabilize, and you're actually probably stabilized to the point where we can grab more territories with you. And you are the one I need to grab territories with. I need to grab that territory with you. This one can grab this way, so we're not immediately competing in that there. And we do want all the C1s that we can build built before we're thinking about territories. So actually, build those before we start making more territories. In which case, then well, you are having stability, so I need to send troops there. You already got troops, which maybe is an indication of other problems. So we'll send them there. We don't necessarily want the troops to be the solution, but the troops can be a short-term solution. And then if we're going to battle, I suppose we can park over in our territory. This would be one of the places we're jumping, so I suppose we can jump it from both sides, right? So we can have those guys descend on here, those guys descend from there. Ascend. These guys can run over to there, and then it's just the one up here when the time comes. Yeah, that's close enough. That's fine. Don't know what that major event was that was requiring my attention.
Is the
but...
only surviving one? Some learn to pray in order to get victory. Others get victory by learning to pray.
And we're now the sole religion in the game. Our very militaristic religion. +1 stability for research would be nice, given the fact that we're doing a bunch of science at the moment. One of the empires is close to victory. Okay. Well, that's us, but I don't think that's what it means. Although maybe that is what it means. Okay, I mean, I'm falling farther behind in fame relative to the person I need to catch up to. We could potentially get an agrarian star if we picked up more population. We could pick up a science star. So we're not actually forbidden from picking those stars up, although the gap is large. Okay, we can claim another wonder.
You bring your stink here? Open the windows.
Oh, I guess my subjects were... My subjects fighting? Or he's trying to stealth sneak something? Something like that. Okay, let's try to pick up the wonder before we lose the opportunity. And this is 50 fame for each completed previous wonder, plus 50 for itself, plus 50 for every future one. So we definitely do want to pick this up. That would probably be better for fighting, but probably, hopefully, don't need more combat bonuses. Yeah, there's lots of really good tier 4 ones. So we're going to pick that one up, because that's at least a bunch of fame. And that is kind of what we need. Another tech researched. Where's my... Where did I leave my calf? Cavalry. There's the cavalry. We got some discoveries that can be made, so let's go make those discoveries. So I found an old horde for some money. Okay. Upgrade these guys to the modern cav. Cycle turn again. And you'll get there and pick up the discovery. More science and influence is not bad. Furnace steel, good. Let's go ahead and move you at least back into our own territory for the moment. No point in be sitting in our subject's territory. Two more, and we'll pick up the science star. I think we want to pick up all the science stars before we are up. Yeah, if everyone's an era behind us, we'll pick up all the science stars before we are up. Don't need to rush to the next era. Because the reason really to rush to the next era is to get access to more science. Which, if I'm still waiting on science from this era, is not what we need. Watery Grave. Contracted out, protect it. Let's protect it. Okay, so you've got everything done. You've even got some positive stability. So let's attach the next zone. That dropped to the 67. Okay. That's fine. We want to get the C1. Stay there. And then we probably... Is there a good place for you in... Give me recommendations across the entire empire. So there's a recommendation. We don't necessarily need the... Well, I suppose actually it is giving the recommendations across the entire empire. So that is the best place in the entire empire is what that's telling me. If I am understanding correctly. If that's the best place in the entire empire, we'll actually just go there. Okay. We're not going to do that first, obviously. We're just going to do the C1. C1 first. That'll bring us down to 57. That'll be fine. We'll backfill some more of the multi stuff. Probably want to do that. Need influence. Yep, I think that's what we're gonna queue up there. Other city that's idle. Do you have more No, you don't have more territory to grow. So you're as big as you're gonna get. Let's get all these down. You're down. That's the only one. Okay. And then same sort of thing over here with you. Grab the science. Stability per researcher when we're trying to research max is great. On the last side, efficiency is not bad. Yeah, there's no effect here. Oh, granted, the industry is the next thing I do after science, right? So, maybe value in that later. 7 industry plus some access. Okay.
The written word was previously available to a small, often wealthy elite. Now, knowledge and propaganda can be distributed to the masses.
Just got movable typeface, which gives us more science buildings to build.
Mass
You know.
dissemination.
And
But
I was
will
the
it
first to
be
get
of
that.
information or of propaganda?
So an extra 50 fame for me. Although we're 1,000 behind the leader. Okay. That's not good, but it is what it is. Artistic expression. Or more stability on... Yeah, so we probably want to go the latter rather than the former.
If art is to speak and show the truth, you can't gag and bind it.
So as we save up influence, we'll grab that. It's reminding me I can go to the next air. Yeah, I know I can go to the next air. I'm looking for tech stars. Game. Tech-wise... We'll have to see how many techs we need for the next tech star. I may just take the next era anyway. After we get the next tech star. We'll see what the next requirement is. I assume it's going to be like 6 more, in which case that's not a problem. We got 6 in the era. That's... yeah. Press freedom. Cost for counseling and enacting, or war support per turn. Probably this side. Cost for enacting would be nice. And it also is effectively replacing as well. Another grain star, so more points. And you gain the population, which we can put on science and industry. Science. Science. More science. Stability per researcher. Veterancy for when we need to recruit troops. Force access, iron access. If the wonder isn't done by then, jump on the wonder as well. Okay. Another Aerostar. And it is 9 more techs for the next Aerostar. Is there even 9 techs left in the era? Three, 6, 7. There's only 7 left in the era. I physically can't get the next star. Unless I've missed techs. And no, I haven't. Okay, so that means it's time to era. Because that was the other thing. That was the thing I was waiting for, was to figure out if I could grab that era. Well, grab as many of the Titan stars as possible. Could technically be going for builder stars that before we're build. Neither of those are moving fast enough. So yeah, it's era time. So we are presented with the Persians. Shared project industry cost, all constructible industry cost. So this would help us save a bunch of industry on building stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if this gunner is actually the upgrade over our current infantry. Mix of a market, maker's quarters. Austria-Hungary, +1 influence on district, +1 influence on emblematic district. And that would help with stability, which we don't necessarily need. British, money per number of territories, or science per number of territories. This is attached to chance territories. Well, yeah, okay. It will be on the capital, but it is generated for attaching to anywhere, I think. The colonial office, there's a bunch of money. Money for liege per adjacent district. Can only be built in other civilizations and territories when you are their liege. Okay, so I would be able to build this abroad as well. French, 10% more science in all cities. Science per number of trade routes. Okay, so that's a research quarter, but that doesn't actually give us much research. I don't know if we necessarily have a lot of trade routes. Iron ordnance, so combat bonus on ships. Industry per pop, pollution, industry per adjacent makers quarters. Italians, stability on commons quarters, +1 influence on commons quarters. Commons quarters are half cost. And their unique one is a commons quarter that provides influence per trader, influence per researcher, influence per adjacent commons quarter. Food in all cities. Food on tile producing food. Okay. Land in glory, cost to create outposts, cost to attach outposts, cost to absorb cities. Industry per district on all cities. Money generated from ongoing trade routes. Health regen. So if we were still thinking we needed more combatability, the Zulu would be the way to go, obviously. But we're not, so not the Zulu. Persia's tempting. One way to get a lot of fame late game is shared projects. So that's where Persia is being tempting. Plus it's a money industry building. And you're telling me to make money. We haven't necessarily been very aggressive at making money. This one at least be science. So that's science. Your industry, so you'd be giving me more for building districts. So you're aesthetic. So you're aesthetic. Your science. Your builder. And your grain, yeah. We're gonna go Persians. I'm gonna go Persians. I'm gonna set some techs up for going to the next era. Rail coal. Minus 20% research quarter industry cost would be tempting if we want to keep doing research precedents. Army hospital. Army, that's okay. So I'm thinking getting coal makes sense. Rail assist instruction, and then scientific method for the standardized units. We are going to want civic, or want more civics, so pick that up. Pick up the army size. And work towards the other army size. Modify all pre-industrial units industry cost by minus 10%. Okay, that's interesting, but hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully it's not something we do. Underground resistance. Coal generator, so that's a bonus on all the coal that we got going. The wire, that we probably want that. That's massive. So that's in. So this is pre-industrial. This is industrial. Okay. Oh, and the industrial era is one of the really big eras. Yeah. Makes a bunch of stuff a lot cheaper. +1 stability per population, mass vaccination. Okay. Don't want to get too invested in just picking things. Let's cycle the turn.
The world gets large.
skip
The
the video
grand
here.
bridge between the great Safavid Empire and modern Iran. A difficult job in a challenging place.
Okay, so we got new districts, Canivasary. +10 stability after completion. Okay. Is that temporary stability? Either way, we got a stability to support it if it isn't. And that is going to give us some industries. So let's... Where are you recommending? There's a place you recommend. There's a place you recommend. And those are all the places you can put it. And grab the science. Grab the stability on researcher. At which point we'll probably join in on the wonder if the wonder isn't done. So we've moved up to Era 5 just as someone moves into Era 4. Oh, we're now in second, so we're catching. We're catching up with the person in first. We can officially, once we overtake the person first, we can end the game with the ineligible side effects for... Well, we can end the game without losing, let's say. So it looks like this place should be able to safely build. all these emblematic districts right away. No drawbacks. And this, we get a bunch of industry once these get done. Grab the bonus on Maker District. And then science, science, science. Grab the stability ones. Grab the armory as well. If the wonder isn't done by then, join the wonder. Okay, so they were able to protect their archer. We're gonna play to our strengths, which is our guys, as long as they move and attack, do more damage here. When I say move and attack. Move and attack that's not actually immediately adjacent to them when they start their attack. Okay, we're gonna start losing them. This is a fight that the prediction was saying that we are not gonna win. Although, at the current rate, we are making this, going to be making this least bloody for them. Okay, run the archers down. +3 from charge! Well, for a battle we were predicted to lose, we won.
You? What is it? Don't get comfortable.
This can be overlooked if you're willing to meet
This could be
halfway.
overlooked. I'm not quite ready to declare on them because we need to get more fame than the leader.
15 makers' quarters? At this rate, the entire city is going to turn into an automaton.
At this rate, the entire city is going to turn into automaton, apparently. One unit destroyed by my assassins? Okay. To be fair, it's probably my subjects' assassins. You gained a person? Put on ministry. Oh, there was a different city that got gained a person as well, and I did not click right to see which one it was. I'd rather have science than... Oh, wait. We have those guys on food because we need them on food. That's maybe an indication I should boost the food production. Although this is food for farmers, which isn't exactly the solution to that problem. Over the years, you've been advised by an interesting motley of counselors, from cryptic spiritualists to straight talking soldiers, but none have captured the imagination of people like the monk, the long-haired, common-born mystic. However, unfortunately, although he offers you illuminating perspectives, the people despise him and his folk wisdom, and they demand his exile. What do you do with him? We can gain homeland or authority. We'll banish him. At the same time, if we got stable cities, I should be grabbing more, applying more territories. We can attach that one. Gives another era star. Are you stable? Not enough to take another location, at least. You might still be stable enough to take another one. Yeah, yeah. Grabs another expansion star. And now we don't have the influence to grab anymore. Are you still stable enough? Yeah, you still got 54 surplus, so that's just good. Okay. And in fact, I still don't have enough influence. I'm still 200 influence. So I was about to say, I have enough influence. Oh, wait, no. Although we're picking up stars pretty quickly. In fact, we've picked up all the expansion stars for the current level. We want knowledge, we want builder. We may end up picking more military stars. We'll see.
If trouble comes, 5 market quarters should provide you with a number of pragmatic answers.
Okay, you are ready to start building these. You've got 92 surplus. So even though these are not helping with stability, they're not enough of a drag to be a real problem. Yeah, there we go. And then build the wonder afterwards. And grab that. Maybe that. No, do the science first. Okay. Oh, we were pretty close. And then the person first got a lot. I still feel like we'll catch up pretty quickly if we play our cards right. I think you have the stability. Yeah, you can pick that one up.
You have come to annoy me? Challenge accepted.
definitely making him very envious. Oh, I don't have the gunpowder saltpeter, whatever it is, to upgrade those troops. Well, that gives me an idea that I should probably be looking for those. Saltpeter mine. Coal mine. Another coal mine somewhere. Here it is. Oh, and now you need some people on food, so we can do that. Or in science. You have a coal mine. No, you have a saltpeter mine. They're not the same thing. So now we got the saltpeter, so now I could upgrade our crossbowmen. Oop. A little bit of a hanging there. But now we got arquebusiers. Move attack and gunner, and a lot more firepower. So if anything, the Jaguar Warriors may be a little obsolete at this point, but they are what they are. And I need to save up to finish upgrading the rest of them. Rest of the crossbowmen. Oh, it's just Jaguar Warriors all the way down here. Okay. I know I have more armies with, you know, more crossbowmen. Scientific method done.
The vast and glorious temple city of Angkor Wat has been built. With luck, you'll get a postcard.
Night Stalker. We can pay to illuminate the cities. Quickly get those mines set up. Help get the wonder done, so we can move on to other wonders. I'm gonna get these buildings set up. Where's the best one? That's the best one. Oop. Are you really recommending I overwrite a building? Regular market square. You're recommending I overwrite a regular market order. Yeah, I agree. I'm gonna put the next one and the one next to it. Okay. Okay. So that's that. City queues sorted for the moment. So one thing I need to remember in the territories... Do I have any left? Yeah, I got a couple territories left. In the territories, I can claim the... Oh, maybe I can't. Maybe it's only the early ones. Oh, that's not in that territory. That's fair enough. I can claim the resources. Oh, you're burning one of my territories down, because you can. Fiend. Okay. Yeah, so I can, for example, I can set the coal mine up using influence. So I think that's the only one we're able to set up, because I think that's the only one with a resource that isn't set up, that isn't actively being burnt down. Yeah. Restrictions.
I'm already angry. Do not drive me to violence.
There is a penalty to be paid. Worse still, should you refuse. Such transgression cannot be simple.
I can't quite get there. So, likely to lose here. We're not going to make this a easy or bloodless fight for them. And if they don't take us in a round, we'll have reinforcements come rolling in. Charge! Come on. Here we go. Oh, we did win the fight. Although we don't got much left at this point. Yeah, at this point we're kind of just having a Cold War here. But at some point I should probably just fix it. I need to attack them. It's obviously the solution, the permanent solution to that problem. In the meantime, yeah, let's pull you back to a place where we can get some reinforcements. You need... Actually, probably down here is the better place. Because you need more men. Well, and horses.
A wondrous
No longer
work
be
indeed.
sacrificed.
No doubt the neighbours are eyeing you with a
Okay,
great
some
deal of
more.
jealousy.
Fame. You down there. Your religion. So I can go secularism. Which gives me 5% influence and 5% food, money, industry, science. On +2 per non-state religion follower on... or we can go full state atheism. 10% bonus in future fame gains. Faith that depends on territory. Places the current state religion with atheism. No, I think we gotta go secularism if we're gonna deal with this choice. It's secularism. Of course, I don't even need to pick that choice right now. What do I need for unclaimed? 2,400 more, and I can pick up the next thing. Big Ben has a bunch of science. Industry per population on all cities. Definitely a bunch of good ones here. Yeah, might want to save it for the wonders instead of grabbing more civics, even though we just reduced the cost of civics.
Death from starvation. It seems that these are the times that try a people's dietary habits.
Yeah, definitely could use more food being produced there. Okay, these armies can jump to make one bigger army. That may be where the complaints about food is coming from, because units need to be fed. And we had a unit that needed... Those ones have been upgraded, okay. Oh, and this whole batch can just be upgraded. Not that I can afford to upgrade the whole batch, but we can do what we can. Actually, let's upgrade the pikemen to halberds first. Yeah, we'll do that. Archers next. Let there be science. And then raw food is, or percentile food is nice. Don't necessarily want people to be on food, but one way to get around that is to get food from other sources, right? So, and then we can put more of these up. Which will help get more builder stars. Okay. Oh, of course, there's a place we were missing, and we had person starve, which is not what we want. Four more, and we'll have done the builder star. New wonder can be claimed. That's good to see. This is also in our sphere, so this is potentially very, very, very powerful. I think we'll do the Statue of Liberty. Anyway, I think we solved that problem. At least temporarily. That's one solution to that problem. We just got units in the area, so it's like, LID. Okay, here goes the troops in. Sadly, didn't score us any military kills, but flintlock. Now we really need some upgrades all across the board because the flintlock is, I think, the new standard. Everything except for maybe those spearmen that I upgraded. Oh, yeah, everything except for the spearmen that we upgraded. Of course, the game didn't tell me that the city's not running food positive. Okay, so we've checked that one, that one, that one, that one. That was the one I noticed where we didn't have the food positive, and then you're almost certainly food positive due to various reasons. Much more science that way. Group. We want to upgrade you for the moment. You can just non-stationary.
With 30 makers' quarters, one starts to wonder if strategy has been replaced by obsession.
I have a need for fame and industry, and one of those helps makes the other. Okay. What did you do? What about the Persians? Did you choose them for the industrial area? Mainly their district looked pretty good. Their effect wasn't... The effect was pretty good as well. Right, so the Persians have minus 10% on all shared projects. So wonders, for example, are shared projects. When we get into the last era, all the spaceflight stuff is shared projects. And they're basically all the shared projects are very good sources of fame. And all the constructibles being cheaper, it makes sense. So I think I picked up enough science as the Joseon. And now we're trying to build the sources of fame that I need to get into first. We've gotten to second, it's just getting to first at this point.
Whether they're smarter or luckier, they've risen above the rest. Beat wrongdoers into obedience, eh? And you wonder why society is violent.
Do you think yeah, they definitely helped with the catching the science up. They're one of the reasons we're getting science pretty quickly. And now part of the point of going with Persia is so we got the industry to build the things that we researched for the science, hopefully. Carbine, Dragoon, so there's the upgrade to the cavalry. Not that we've successfully afforded the upgrade cost for everything else yet. There's a builder star. So we're about 400 behind the leader. All mine. Another coal mine. And saltpeter mine. And then the 10% food. It's not a lot of food, some food though. 36 science is nice. Efficiency, when that comes into play, will be useful. And then if you run out of things, go to... Well, I haven't decided where I want you yet, have I? Stability. We probably want stability on that guy, so somewhere in there will work. So Twitchshot's asking, so if you were not going militaristic this run, would you say going silence early, then industry be good, or very early we need money people? Honestly, very early you need industry. So what allowed this run to be as militaristic as it was the person, or the first couple of cultures we picked, played into, in particular, making the military very cheap. Which is one of the reasons I was behind on science and behind on industry, was because I hadn't done the focus on those earlier. If I was not going militaristic, I definitely would have needed industry sooner, if for no other reason to keep everyone from attacking me, because I would have needed to build troops. And the troops probably wouldn't have been as good had I not gone militaristic. Or in this case, we'd really driven down the price on the troops. So the troops were practically free when we really started committing to building troops. At least to build. They weren't free upkeep. That's maybe one of the things that's dragging us down, is we've got a lot of troops and we're paying a lot of military upkeep. But actual construction costs for troops are really cheap because of what we've been playing. But otherwise, if you haven't like played that path, you probably need industry to be able to build the troops you need to defend yourself, really. And then once you have the industry, then you go science so that you've got the advantage of science. Science, in a lot of 4X games, science is how you win. Information. Gunners and heavy weapons to gain dug in if they do not move during the battle round. Okay. Oh, so you're a ranged unit with full combat strength even when defending close range checks. Okay. So I want to grab these canniversaries. So that's a good one. Recommending next there. Okay. That's all you can build. At that point, I think we probably want to get the wonder done. So get the wonder done. Then science. See if these money ones. Most of these money ones are good if you're doing like money buildings. I don't really have very many of those. Access to horses. And the food won't be too bad. Okay. The human carnival. Refuse, rehabilitate, or educate. I'll pay money for science. We can another science star in 2 turns. And then building, we need actually quite a few building stars. Or buildings for building a star. So Twitch chat, I think, is asking what should we go civ-wise. So yeah, we want Mycenaeans, which have a minus 20% industry cost on infantry. We went Romans, which got experience gain on units, a +1 unit slot for each army. The Praetorian Guard were also a really good unit for what we wanted. The Aztecs have another minus 20% on industry cost for units and a land movement speed, so it made our infantry armies as fast as like normal cavalry armies. And you can kind of see a trend here. So that's minus 20% industry. That's minus 20% industry. One of the buildings you can build in your towns is minus 10% industry. I think one of our civics we went for, conscripts, is minus 30% industry cost on units. So that's 80%. I think one of our faith tenets is another minus 10%. So you can see that, and those are minus 10%. We ever got minus 100% on infantry units, in theory. So our infantry, or our units are, in theory, if we're building them in cities of our religion, basically free to build. I suspect there's some other modifiers that sneak in there, because it's not quite free, but
in a
it's
bottle.
pretty close.
This new power will impact every aspect of society. From public safety to industrial production, change is coming.
Electricity has arrived, which gives us some more fame. Although we're still 650 behind the leader. Picked up another science star. For the next science star, I need another 6 science techs. What do we want 6 tech-wise? Yeah, we probably want to pick up our special unit at some point. Three-masted ship is prerequisite for you. Let's go now post. 10% more money wouldn't necessarily be bad. Can be curiosities as well. Okay. So like you. Oh, so I need you or you. I don't actually need both of these. So we probably still want to pick a trade win at some point. Although, maybe we pick it up later just for easy techs for the tech thing. Humanism. Access to saltpeter is good, because that combos with this, which is +1 science per saltpeter. Mass production, we're probably going to want. If we ever build modern units. That's more access to coal. Microbiology, yeah. Combustion, so we can do something with the oil. Oh, there's the city camp. And garrisons are probably what we're building if we need more approval. Okay, so we'll go with those for the moment.
A glorious
feat. It is 80 days. Obviously, we picked up relatively light. 80 days is like something below visited. Yeah, let's go around the world. So that's been picked up, so we can't pick that up. That's fine. Okay. That's pop gain in a city, which we checked up in the city to make sure the city is optimally set up for the moment. Let's do a quick pass on the cities. That's not my city. You could use a little more food. You actually have excess food. Let's put more in industry. You have just the right amount of food. Excess food. And just the right amount of food. Okay, let's
30 market
end one more turn.
quarters. I'm guessing that your next project will be building enough vaults to store all the loot.
Did you actually advance the turn? I question sometimes. And now you need food. Of course you do. Yeah, probably advance the turn. Statue of Liberty. Yeah, let's get the Wonder. Looking at the time, this is probably a place where I'm going to go ahead and put a part break in for YouTube. Again, we're really close to winning. I think we're gonna stay up late. I'm gonna record an extra part or two tonight and try to finish off this game. So if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. There will probably, at the current rate, actually be a part of this up tomorrow and a part of something else up tomorrow, because I'll probably get around to recording the other thing that would come after this before the next part comes up, based on the current recording schedule. So you can expect there to probably be 5 things up tomorrow instead of 4 things. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. We're going to record more of this. I'm just going to take a short break to take a quick stretch of the legs, and then we'll be right back. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.